What's going on is the Wolf, and we are back with another episode of the Wolf Has Spoken podcast, America's fastest growing podcast. And as always, I'm excited today because we back, baby.
Yes, sir.
I find myself joined by my one and only co-host.
Yes, sir.
My guy Q. That's right on the right side.
Right side.
On
QUE.
Live.
Yeah. So Ricky knows now.
So Ricky, for the people in the back.
You keep forgetting somehow.
You know what I mean? But we back, man. It's a beautiful day. It's been gloomy weather the last couple of days.
Shout out to the sunshine.
Shout out to Mother Nature.
That's how you know we're supposed to be here recording today.
Yeah, so it's been a great day. Let's get it, man. So talk to me. How was your week?
So besides the gloomy ass weather, my week, I don't know, it was a weird week. You know, we ain't seen each other in a while, so that's why I'm further glad to be here.
Yeah.
But it was like a weird week. It was like I was going through a lot of mental transitional thoughts or whatever. I know last episode I was talking about, like, I kind of hit that mental ceiling saying, oh, no, it's really time to, which I already had in my mind to start my business that's going to be announced, sooner than later or whatever. But I realized that, like, the plan, I'm not unlike no other person where it's like, I'm trying to work the job while I'm doing this, whatever. And I started realizing, like, that balance is even less attractive than I thought it was. Cause I was that person like, no, the right job, I'll work that till the wheels fall off, as long as I'm doing the other shit and not even really be tripping about it.
Yeah,
like,
but now you're saying you're trying to work
the job paying $1 million, I'm making $1 million from the job, from the business, whatever. Yeah. I'm not tripping about dropping that. I'll just keep the two. But now I was thinking about, no, I'll just go with the.
So what was the mindset shift? What transpired?
So, long story short, we were just talking about briefly before the camera started coming on, whatever. I had an epiphany a few years ago when I started even changing my whole pursuit of professionalism, career shit, where I was realizing, I never met a boss that was smarter than me.
Yeah.
And that's what really started having me approaching jobs and careers differently. And that's what got me to the point now where I can make a really good salary from a job. And I started thinking like that was all I kind of needed. I was like, I ain't about to be dealing with bullshit jobs and bullshit pay. Like something got to give.
Something got to give.
So I'm like, my focus was get the bread, get better position. And naturally, more bread come with less bullshit type jobs, whatever.
Yeah, facts.
But then I realized even with the bread and less bullshit, I'm just like, no, wait, I am, just me. I'm just not built for a job I see like that. Like, it's like, even with great money or less bullshit, it's like I'm eventually going to just run into certain roadblocks or obstacles where I'm going to just be aggravated.
You're not fulfilled.
And annoyed.
Because that's typical. It's like that's why you chasing certain milestones, then you accomplish the milestones, then you realize that the milestone that you thought would have made you feel how you wanted to feel, you still feel a void right there. And that's because it's just not meant.
Right. And even to make it a little more clear, because like again, not that I was like, oh no, like I was chasing the money. I'm like, I ain't about to be struggling.
Yeah, that's why I said milestone.
Right, so that's fair. So it was like I was like, let me at least get my head well above water with my bread and have my whole lifestyle just comfortable to my liking, whatever. And I realized like no, like I just also need to be on my type time, what I want to do, my rules, my say, and just take what will come with that versus like I don't care, this is my shit. Where even if you pay me enough bread, soon as we have at a disconnect, it don't gotta be nothing crazy. So we have a disconnect. It's like. And then once it's a second or a third, it's like, I'll just leave. Like, and I was telling someone about the job that I'm gonna leave. And they was like, well,
breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, like, what if it get better or this and that? And I was like, I don't think that way. I'd rather look. No, I don't think that it will get better.
I'm so glad we ain't celebrate your promotion. I'm glad I just gave you a congratulations and went on about my day. But ironically, though, I'm not surprised because I feel like through our many conversations, you know what I'm saying, like you've probably found comfort, like, just working in those spaces and elevating. But would you say that like now being around more entrepreneurs, not that you probably never been, because I don't know you be around, but just like even when you was working in the business, when we was working together, and you just seeing from an entrepreneur standpoint, do you think that had like any influence on realizing like, you know what, I could do this shit? Like, you feel me?
No.
Liar.
But no, I give you credit. Just I feel like the game I sold from you just in like other components. I would say more so a lot of your game and insight.
Not even just me though. I was saying I wasn't going. Who we were just working with. I'm saying total, like the total situation.
No, I was going.
All right, go.
Honestly, no, none of those type things. Because like I told you, our first meeting about this show. I mentioned, I'm working on something, whatever. So I already had this in my mind for a while.
Right.
So I feel like, to be honest, it was just a natural maturation. I feel like, again, I'm not the universe guy, but I feel like things just happen to be in stuff where it's like, like that meeting, this show, the next job I had, and boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Like this is just the next step, whatever. Yeah. So that's how I looked at it. But yeah, so other than that, I just had a lot of different things I was working on my mind and, putting things in position, whatever.
What credit you was about to give me, though? I would love to get my credit from Q. Q never give me my credit.
No, shout out to our billboard. Always going to remind about, advertise here. You're trying to promote anything, it's right there. And again, he like putting smut on my name that I only had 2 listeners from my previous podcast, and one was my mom.
It's not smut, it's the truth.
And one was
your wife and your mom.
2 things can be true.
And your grandma caught it.
Not even my girl. It was like my grandma.
Yeah, your girl.
Yeah, my grandma.
Yeah, your grandma caught it when she could.
Right. But end of the day, yeah, I understand like your expertise. That's nothing too. I realized that even myself. I feel like we need to really start. Not that you don't do this, but I feel like we really start calling shit what it is. You are an expert at marketing.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like when people are not in like a professional corporate setting, it's easy to say like, oh, he's just talented or he just hustled. Like, no, this is a job. This is a skill set. You know, this is. People get paid. This is a whole job. My job was looking for a marketer. Like, you know, that's the thing, whatever. So I feel I've learned a lot just from how you approach things and marketing, and just from something simple as that. Like, tell people what the fuck they looking for, so they know what the fuck to do with it.
Yeah, because you got to tell them. People don't know what they want to buy. That's what marketing and advertising is me telling you that this is the hot product on the market, so I can make that decision before you get in the aisle. Because you don't want a motherfucker in a cereal aisle not knowing what they're looking for. You want to be coming there like, where the fuck is the Cinnamon Toast Crunch at? You know, marketing allows you to do that.
Yeah, so how we've been going about this show and how, you know, you've had, I feel like we have a great balance and partnership of how, like, what I'm responsible for and what I bring to the table.
Sure.
And respecting our skill sets and boundaries, and like, and so I like the balance, and I understand where you're strong at, and that's what you do, and you do shit seamlessly. Same way I do my TISM tasks, I do those seamlessly, whatever. So, you know, shout out to us getting this far.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
how was your week, though?
I was about to say, real quick, just to talk about my week, because Q got 20 minutes solo today.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Q. Yeah. But, no, my week was, it was just about a lot of, like, first it was cloudy. No pun with the weather, but it was definitely like I had a blockage over my foresight. So I would just kept trying to figure out what the fuck is next. You know, what do I want? What do I want to do? And that's been majority of my week, just really just soaking and sitting in those thoughts, and then, you know, having good conversations with certain people, and them just kind of like instructing me to just allow it to flow. Spent a lot of time talking to family this week. You know what I'm saying? And just. Really just kind of just assessing. Like, really, this was like an assessment week, assessing myself, assessing everything. So it was like one of them type of things. And today I feel clear. I feel like my foresight is clear, and I'm ready to implement the thoughts that I have and the ideas that I have now with this fresh, you know, rejuvenated sense of perspective, I guess I'll say. So, yeah, my week was cool. Other than that, you know, I'm preparing myself to be working in another city for, you know, for a couple weeks, you know, go out there and network, get the grind, put that work in. And that's pretty much where I'm at. Just gonna go. You know how you were just saying how the steps just kind of revealed themselves, like they kind of unravel. I would call it being in alignment universally, even though you're not a universe guy. It wasn't no mistake that on a day you don't come to the gym at a time I don't come to the gym, we run into each other, and then we have a conversation that I wasn't really even open to, because I had already made my mind up that I was doing it by myself. Like I'm not working with a motherfucker because I don't got time for somebody to quit on me. I'm tired of people quitting. And then I revisited it because you sent me 4,600 characters.
The love letter, right?
The love letter, 4-page letter, expressing yourself and how nobody would believe in you, into your vision and your viewership, and then all of this cool shit.
My failures.
all your aspirations, how you wanted to direct, and da-da-da.
I said all that too.
Let me get this kid a chance.
That's the funny part too, yo. That's why I said we have a great partnership, because, like, yeah, you know, he's a marketing guy. Now it's smut time. He's a marketing guy, so, you know, he know how to do some. He know how to get some clicks. You know, cool. Shout out to the platform for getting, you know, talking shit about the numbers and the virality. You know, shout out to the, as you said, the fastest growing podcast ever in history. World Guinness Book of World Records. True story. Read a book. 100%. But you know, again, he talking about people quitting on him, but we ain't gonna talk about, you know, he's had his bouts with stopping and starting and consistency. And, you know, so I know I brought that, like, accountability just by, no, for sure. I'm here, we doing this, and, you know. Yeah, so to be fair. Conversation. I can let you go, but still be confident in my way. You know, so everybody can't just sit here. Let's talk your shit, Q. Everybody can't just sit here.
That's I'll say this, right? I'll say this. The dynamic is definitely a match, right? And I feel like, as far as in quitting, I've never quit. I've always pivoted. It's difference. And most of the time I pivoted, I had to pivot because people quit. So it's like, nigga, if I'm fucking directing a show and the lead fucking actors quit.
What Spike Lee do? Get on camera.
I was already on camera.
Again. What did Martin do?
But,
multiple cameras.
And then, with that, even in particular, the production team. I've learned through everything. I learned to, cross your T's and dot your I's. Mm-hmm. But when I look back on it, the only thing I've ever stopped doing was music. I stopped. Nothing else in business or anything. No, I got to stop there. I stopped the hair cartel too. That was me. But just those two things. Everything else I've done was pivots because I had to figure it out. Like, bro, it'd be unforeseeable shit that transpires. Like, nigga, if you don't fucking show up to work and think the building gonna be seized, like, what the fuck, y'all? This shit got foreclosed on while we in it. And now it's like, what do we do? You feel what I'm saying? So, like, what do we do? Now we working out the back of the truck. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So it's like, that's typically how it has been. That's just been my journey. And I realized that it's always a small piece of something that I've taken from everything I've pivoted from. So it wasn't like a hard pivot of you did nothing with it. It was like, this taught me that. And now I use that over here. Like, I'm only what I am in marketing because I've done so much different stuff to realize that this shit is transparent across the board. I know what makes people want to listen, buy, click, cry, laugh, because marketing is not just about, people always focus on the demographics, right? Like, oh, what's the age? Where they at geographically? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's their ethnicity? I focus on the psychographics. Fuck that. All right, you can have two 35-year-olds from the city of Philadelphia, right? They can live right next to each other. But one got 2 kids and one don't have kids. These are 2 different women. One prioritizes safety while the other one might prioritize adventure. One has the understanding that their decisions compound to affect the people that they take care of, while the other can do what they want and live freely. Same thing applies to men. So when you're thinking about the product you sell, if I'm trying to market to somebody that's 35 years old with 2 kids, I'm going to try to sell something that's safety. All right, your kids got bikes. I'm selling bike helmets because I can sell you on the fact that these helmets will protect your kids' lives. You'll buy that. Me trying to sell that to the 35-year-old neighbor who has no kids, and be like, I don't give a fuck about no helmets. So I'm going to sell her a travel experience that she never going to forget. Yo, we got a singles cruise that's going all around the world for 7 days for $7.99, and it comes with X, Y, and Z. And to her, it's an opportunity to meet her potential lover. These are the type of ways that I approach marketing and understanding, like, what makes people want to do. Like, all right, because it's not just like we all in our 30s, but our experiences make us interested in different things. So getting to know your potential consumer or just having that customer avatar, you know who you're targeting. Even in a business that I'm about to go in the business you're about to go in, I would understand, okay, you're about to be a such and such for this particular industry. This is the approach you need to take. And as I am doing for my industry, is understanding, like, all right, that was the element I added to that business fast, expeditiously. Was like, okay, this is why we're going to see the traction, because we are able to target the people we are trying to target in a way that makes them feel like this is a match. Like, considering, like, even with this. And that was one of the things that I evaluated in our first couple episodes. I came into it saying, you know what, I'm going to be myself that my friends get. The asshole version that play too much, that's super silly, you know what I mean, versus me being 10-2 wolf, just, the people I'm just a little apprehensive about. So when I did that, that was going to determine if this was going to work, because had you took certain things personally or whatever, then, because if I had to give you the opportunity to see who you was, because if I didn't, then it would have been like, all right, yeah, we working together, but you don't even really know who I really am, and I don't really know who you really are, and I don't know if I bust this joke about your grandma, how you gonna feel? You know what I mean? But when I came out the gate, we just right at each other, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, he gonna throw his punches back, and I'm cool with that, because you're not just gonna stand in the corner and get punched on too much. You gonna let me punch on you, though. You might throw a little swing. Now you gotta throw a girly like I just did. You see my girly swing? That's me swinging like Q.
That should be connecting, though.
No, but I give you credit for that, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that dynamic. Because I've worked with other people, and it ain't always as fun.
Yeah, and I would add to the record as well, just for our dynamic. I think, because one of his issues is, timeliness. Know your personnel. Promptness. I also feel like if that wasn't mine, I think it would be a struggle.
For sure. But even I showed up here today ready to say fuck y'all. And what I mean by that, let me put this on the record, because it ain't fuck y'all in a negative way. Like, you know what? I'm tired of feeling judged when I walk in 15 minutes late. Fuck y'all.
Y'all
just gotta know.
Just 15?
Today you can't. So time out. Q has a thing where he blames me for things that are out of my control. I did not know that I was going to have to go where I had to go to get what we needed.
You get all the blame.
To film. You feel me? Like, but I take accountability. That's why I communicated. Hey, y'all, I'm still waiting. I'm not just sitting here lollygagging. But what I will take accountability for, I did stop and get breakfast. That was me. The other shit was out of my control. The breakfast was completely out of my control.
Ate inside the building.
I ate it while I drove, but regardless, we had to wait outside for it to get done. So that was me. I take accountability for that.
Yeah.
But all in all, though, what I will say is that's another reason why it allows me to fully be me because, nigga, you are punctual, and I'm not. And I'm cool with that. I realized, I was like, you know what? Because I understand certain things about you that I just tolerate. Like, yo, you know what? That's just cute.
Right,
I'm not about to try to change this man. This man probably been this way for his entire life. This nigga's never going to therapy. He's unpacked.
Unpacked.
He's healed.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to try to convince him.
Absolutely.
For me, it's timing. And it's not, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of the time it's on purpose. Almost all of the time it's on purpose. I have a rap mindset. I was a rapper for so many years. I'm used to showing up. And before that, I was a lit promoter. And it was always getting there fashionably late.
Right,
I never had a job. Only place I probably showed up to kinda on time was school. Kinda. Because I knew the grace period. And some of the times I did get detention. You know, so lateness has always been a thing to me. And I know they be like, oh, if you late, you don't respect people's time. Da, da, da. Nah, I can't say that because I feel like the meeting don't start till I get there.
And on that note, this guy's good. This guy's good. No, when you start saying that, yo, I'm not late. If I told you I'm gonna be late, I'm like, oh, this guy's good.
But the thing is, once you back the time, if somebody say it's gonna take 3 to 7 days,
you still late. You just told me you're gonna be late.
If somebody said it take 3 to 7 days for a turnaround, and then on the third day they say, why they still got a 4-day window?
All right.
Yo, it's gonna take 2 weeks. They not late.
You still late.
No, they just didn't abide to the original time frame. Late would be it's the 7th day, no communication. Where is it at? It's going to be 3 more days. That's late. But if
That's inconsiderate.
But if you early to communicate, you ain't late. Fuck what he talking about.
Fair. But speaking of being unpacked in therapy, though, I actually came across an interesting sentiment. You know,
Was it at therapy?
No.
Then I don't want to hear it.
Fair. About football. But so in the midst of all these gender war debates and everybody, and there's literally nothing new under the sun for the most part, it's very rare I come across a sentiment. Refreshing take. Interesting.
You know, was it mine?
No, it was not yours. Those are always under the sun. Whatever. So the take was, I knew you appreciate it.
Always.
I know my man.
Always.
Single fathers actually raise better children than single mothers.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell a lot of children who are raised without fathers, not the other way around. And I was like, that is interesting. So I'll leave. I'll start with myself. I always give credit to my mom and all my parents. But my mom, I feel most of who I am is because of my mom. Shit like being on time, shit like that, whatever. However, I'll be remiss. Well, always keep on the record that without my dad and my stepdad, I'll be
Same.
out of alignment, like just imbalanced ass nigga bullshit. I just some way it'll be too much. And I was like, but if I was raised by my dad, I wouldn't be the ass put together I am now, of course, whatever. But I'd be like, I'd be alright. Like I'd be kind of steady. Like I'd be alright.
I'd be at a function.
Yeah, like, maybe not as dynamic, but
might not be so compassionate.
right. But I would
a little
be
empathy.
Steady though. If I was just my mom truly single, that'd be a different type of nigga for real.
No, but honestly though, I think that like that is an interesting. I don't know what word you use, so I'm gonna just plug perspective. That is an interesting perspective, and I would say that if it didn't say that, statistics would probably show that. Because of the dynamic that men add to anything, which is structure. So it's not the different dynamics and the versatility that can be added, through having certain levels of empathy and compassion and, care and love could make you a better human being. But a solid human being, you could become just by being raised by a father, man or woman, If you're not raised with a father at all, though, you probably are going to lack accountability. You're going to be overly emotional. You're going to have an overly inflated sense of pride with a weak-ass ego. Why? Because as a man being raised by a woman, they're going to love on us really hard. And in their nurturing sense, which is okay to do, they're also going to coddle us in a way that's not conducive to be the type of man you need to be to have structure in your life, right? Because what I'll tell you, instead of saying, no, you did bad, say, yo, do better next time. Go get him, kiddo. Go do him. Now, I'm not saying don't empower your kids, but it's like, no, like, it's not that sense. It's more so like you getting told you're handsome. You're getting told you're so cute. You're so precious. So it's really no sense of rejection there. Because all of the women, your mom, your sister, your grandma, they're sent there to love and nurture you. Whereas though, Your dad might not call you an ugly little nigga, but at the same time, he might let you know, yo, your left hand is weak in basketball, and if you don't work on that, you're not going to be as good as you need to be. Whereas your mom, like, just use your right. So it's like not having that.
They can't stop the right.
Yeah, they can't stop it. Fuck that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Not having that sense of structure and discipline and accountability could make you more weaker individual. And when I say weaker, I'm not talking about physically weaker or even mentally weaker, but just like in terms of not being able to reach your full potential. Whereas though you probably could be raised by your dad and get the essential tools and principles in life and then recover everything else through your dating experiences. Like Nana. But I just think of the male figure. I don't think it got to be a dad. I just think a male figure needs to be present.
So your point about the nurturing part, I was actually talking to my man about before I got here, and he's like, yeah, I actually think about that from a nature versus nature perspective. I feel like, women are going to be nurturing and men are going to be nature. I think about even like it's plenty of people that like nurture flowers in their house or whatever, and many of them die. But like flowers naturally, pun intended, grow in forests, grow whatever, and they be fine under any crazy conditions, weather, all type of shit, whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
They fine, but you go get that plant from Home Depot, you gonna kill that shit somehow, cause the way y'all nurturing or what y'all consider nurturing, gonna fuck it up.
No, that's real. But I never thought about it. I like that analogy and that metaphor. That was good. Did your homie come up with that, or did you?
It was him. That
was a good metaphor.
Yeah, shout out to him. And of course, I'm a feminist. So it's like
today,
for this topic, on and off, flash. But like, so in the day, yes, we know a good amount of men, maybe lack in certain regards like that. But I was thinking about just like the average, if it's a truly single dad, like the mom is trash, what the fuck happened to him, and he want to shit down. And it's a truly single mom. It's like, no, that dad gonna be. He know what come with that. He gonna take off. He gonna handle that shit. Whatever.
So all right. So let me be a feminist for a little bit, real quick, because like this again only applies to the man on his shit.
Right.
The man that doesn't understand the responsibility that come with it, that don't know how to change a diaper, that don't know how to do certain things, will not be equipped for this role. The man that'll just drop the kids off and never learn them and da-da-da. No, we're talking about the man that literally, like you said, a single father that steps into the role of realizing, like, you know what, I got to get this shit done. But I'll give the single mothers credit for being able to figure it out amidst all of the odds being stacked against them. Now, what I feel like I give women an edge on when it comes to surviving as a single mom, nobody could top them, right? I don't even know if that's a compliment or not, but the fact of the matter is nobody can top the shit that they are able to accomplish. Now, granted, a little bit of government essential assistance and shit like that and help, and it's tools put in place to help them and aid them.
Absolutely.
But because some
of them lean on them a little bit too heavy.
But the fact of the matter is any amount of stress is too much sometimes for them. So the fact that they deal with it, having multiple kids and not having that help, I'll give them that. But when it comes to character development, I just don't think they have the essential tools and skills to do it alone. And I think that that's the part that don't get talked about. I think that the government did a great job showing women that you don't need a man financially. And because women crave that sense of security and stability, we'll provide you Section 8 housing. We'll give you food stamps. We'll give you cash assistance. We'll give you fucking child support. You don't need that man in your house. And if you put him on a lease, I'm kicking you the fuck out. So now it's not even just not me mentally telling you need him. I'm going to make it consequences to you having this man in this house because we only helping you. We going to be the man in your life. But what they didn't tell the women was that it's things that need to be instilled into these kids that only a man can instill into them. And we are not going to do that because we don't even want that. We need you to rely on us, and we need them to grow up and be products of the system so that they can aid and assist in us creating more wealth for our families. So it's like, that's the part that I feel like that they don't take into account. Like, yeah, y'all can do it alone financially, but when it comes to building this young man's or this young woman's character, this young man's character and this young woman's sense of self-worth, you need a man to be able to do that. And one thing I will say about child support in itself, child support has turned more good dads into deadbeats than it has did more deadbeats into good dads. And I'll let you unpack that.
Real quick before we get to that, though, I was going to say also, basically what you're saying is, past kindergarten, they don't got it after that.
No,
Because they get surviving, they can do the foundational and this and that.
Dad need to be there. I would say about 9 years old. Once 9 years old, dad have to be present. If you a dad out there and your kid hasn't been 9 and you ain't did the best and you scared of what your baby mom gonna think all the time you miss, nigga, put that shit in the back burner and go get your kid. Go be there because from now moving forward, your kid needs you 9 and up. Because this is where psychologically I think is 8, whereas though their brains start to be able to form in a way where they understand other people's perspectives. Once they get to that psychological level, that's where you need to step in, because now they can start to see the world doesn't really revolve around them, and you need to start molding their character to make sure they really wholeheartedly understand that. But to go back to what I said, child support has created more good dads than the deadbeats than it has more deadbeats than the good dads.
From being jaded by the system.
Yeah, because it'll make you say, fuck it. As somebody who's been on child support for 15 years with a 15-year-old daughter, it's not like I had a chance to be a deadbeat. And the amount of hurdles and obstacles I had to overcome, I still talk to my daughter about the collateral damages that it do still to this day, of like having to battle with somebody that's constantly feeding her things that's false and not true. And I'm a 16-year-old kid when I had my kid. No job, no income, no nothing, trying to figure it out. And I don't even have custody. So I remember used to have to go sit outside my fucking daughter mom crib waiting for her. And if she decided on that day she not bringing her out, I couldn't see her. So what did it do to your sense of self as a man? You start to feel like, why try? If I'm trying this, then when you getting torn down and you getting told it's like you gonna call somebody a deadbeat while manufacturing the deadbeatness. Like you created this scenario
CIA
by
type
taking
operation.
the kid and then saying you don't even see your kid. Yeah, that shit is mentally abusive to a man. And like having to go through that at 16, and then like what helped me a lot was my step pop. He never let me quit. My step pop was like, I don't give a fuck what, you not gonna give up on that kid. Cause nigga, it was times I was ready to say, you know what? I'll try again later. I'll try again later. I'll try again later. And I after a while, it was just like, yo, you know what? This is just what come with it. And this, or you said, men just know, like, this will come with it. It'll make you come with that. You understand, like, oh, you know what? This is just why I made this decision. I put myself in this predicament. I got to deal with what goes with this. And I wasn't a fucking angel at the time, but when I think about it, I can't say this for all men, but I've never started. I just only have ever engaged back. And once I stopped engaging back, it was like, you're young.
And also, you was literally a kid, too. Like,
I was a fucking kid, bro, with a kid. 16 years old. Really ain't know nothing, and been on child support ever since then. So it's not like I've ever not been on it. So I understand. I've been in the courtroom over 100 times. I done been to every modification hearing. I done been to custody. I done been to everything you could think about. I done had that man. They didn't motherfucking help me in contempt of court times. I done seen the lady down that bitch with the cuffs. You feel me? Like, is it showing up?
No, it just happened. You go.
Cool. Appreciate it. My God. But yeah, so I said I'm gonna land it. I just say the reason I said it because I'm an actual person that has real compassion, real care, real empathy, really has good intentions. And as a kid, being that young, if that shit made me feel like that, I could only imagine what it do to a man that ain't as mentally put together as I am. So I say it turned more good dads into deadbeats because I watch good dads. I've never seen a deadbeat dad on child support. Women don't even go after deadbeats. They don't have shit. Only the men who try to be there and the men that has money. You know what I mean? Now, some niggas be like, you know what? Put me on child support. I don't want shit to do with you or that kid.
Yeah.
And,
take what you got. Take what you want.
I can't speak for them because I don't move like that. And the men that I've seen on child support don't move like that. I've only ever seen a nigga that really be trying get put on child support. And it'll really make a motherfucker feel like, yo, you know what? They only want me to pay $345 a month. That's all you getting. Don't call me. Call child support. And that's not a good mindset to have, but I can understand
but it's a reaction.
Why a person would get to that point because once a woman use that shit as a supplementary income, she's never taking you off. Like, I know it's niggas out here that's fighting the system, and it's like, and I'm not saying you can't win, because I'm not even a pessimist. What I'm saying to you is, nigga, it's not designed for you to win. Stop thinking that you have say-so. Stop thinking that you have authority once the courts get involved. They become the baby dad. You're just the man on the papers at the end of the day. So the best thing that you could do once that the courts get involved is build the best relationship you could with your kid, and abide to what's on paper. Meaning build the best relationship you could, but if they say, yo, look, you're going to pay $400 a month, and anything you do besides that is a gift, they don't give a fuck if you say, yo, yeah, my kid is this age. She called me for money. I'm not giving it to y'all. They don't care about that. That's a gift. You give your kid $1,200 for some shit, they're going to say it's a gift. They still want they $4. Why? Because are they 5? Are they 8? Are they stacked? Whatever they got you paying, because they getting a large percentage of that shit. And for the woman, they don't see what you got to go through to pay it. So to them, it's just food stamps. To them, it's just money. They just like, is the money on the card? I would like for child support to be a situation where the kids get a card, like a Cash App card. Not saying that kids should, at certain ages, should be able to fucking be responsible for their income. I feel like once they become teenagers, they should start to learn money principles. But even if they was young, I think it should only be able to be used for essential kid shit. And or if not, then y'all should at least make them show receipts of what the money is going towards. If it's like, all right, look, yeah, it's like a grant. When you get a grant, you got to show where the grant is being, where the funds being allocated. So if child support is truly for the betterment of a child, and that's the last thing I'm gonna say, it should be some type of paper-proof trail that says the
for the
kid
kid,
received X, Y, and Z. Even if they say you could use a small percentage towards your household bills because the kid occupies time in your household, you know what I mean? But get 50-50, you know what I mean? That, at this age, I got my kids all the time that do help.
Yeah, the thing I sent you one time where I never thought about this, where like, why isn't custody 50-50 just from birth? And it should be something where if something happened or one of the parents shows some type of behavior that's troubling or concerning, then we could talk about full or no, whatever.
But to your point,
it should be from birth.
But to your point, and it's real quick, it actually is no custody.
Exactly. And a lot of people know that, yeah.
So it's like nobody has. The thing with my situation was her mom went and got custody because we were minors. So I legitimately didn't have custody.
Women know the system.
Yeah, she had good coaching. You feel me? So she literally had the custody. But and to your point, if you are a dad out there and there's no court involved, nigga, you could just go get your kid. You have just as much right to your kid as her. But what I was trying to explain is once the courts get involved, nigga, it's not in your favor. What I always tell people is don't go down there thinking you're going to win. Go down there and go try to minimize your loss.
Yeah.
Like, just don't let them swing. Yeah, don't let them punch you on YouTube. Fight back, but just understand that you're getting jumped. It's not a fair fight. But no,
back against the wall.
Back against the wall.
I was say something else. And yeah, so my mom told me that from Jump Street when I was a kid before I started fucking. Yo, whatever happens, you ever get some bitch pregnant, this and that. My mom was that mom growing up. Like, don't trust these bitches, this and that. Ain't no pregnancies by accident, this and that.
My mom is a woman's woman.
Yeah, like, my mom definitely not the girl's girl at all. And she's like, if
you're the only son, though, so she's trying to protect you.
Yeah, for sure.
My mom got daughters.
Fair. So if you ever get a bitch pregnant, it is like slightly not ideal. Immediately go get custody. Immediately. So she always told me that. Other problem says, my stepdad. So my stepdad, he, again, I'll look at a lot of men in my life and shit they went through and see like, yeah, I see that. So he had his kid at 17, twin daughters. And at one point he had full custody. He had them both from like, I think when they was born type shit. So he was raising doing what he got to do, whatever. And then over time they started sharing the custody. But at some point he got on child support. I don't fucking remember why, whatever. And from that point on, it was just a turbulent relationship between him and the baby mom, whatever. Especially once my mom got involved and they got married. Well, I'm like, that new bitch, that new son, and she poisoned the girls, mine, forever, for years.
So you got twin stepsisters?
Not anymore. But yeah, technically, yeah.
How old are they?
They are probably maybe 3 years older than me, something like that.
Right.
I ain't seen them about 10, 15 years.
Right.
But
you look at them like your sisters?
Fuck no.
Oh.
No. Not even back then. Like, that's a whole other topic.
Right, yeah.
But bitches stole something from me, so like no. But yeah, so poison her mom, typical baby mom shit, whatever. He got booked a couple times, contempt, shit, same shit you went through, whatever. And
I ain't get booked from child support, motherfucker.
No, you said he was in contempt.
Oh, hell, contempt.
That type of stuff. Yeah. So he was always paying it. At one point, they lived with us. Like, it was a whole thing. I say all to say, it got to a point where he kind of hit his mental roadblock.
Oh, he
was
fuck it.
Not that, but they was teenagers, and when they were like 16 or so, whatever, and they start saying like, "Well, we don't want to come there, Daddy, because Mom said this and this and that." Yeah. And he was like, and when he would try to battle or go get them, and they didn't want to go. He literally said to my mom, like, "Yo, they my kids. They gonna be smart. If they my kids, they gonna be smart enough to realize this bullshit one day, and we'll figure this shit out down the line, whatever." Go ahead. So he did that. My mom was like, I think you should probably do a little more. I know you're frustrated, but my mom's type person, again, woman perspective. That's where I kind of get mine from. Where I have like the small tolerance. But again, as I get older, I never been through child support, so I be trying to understand it more. But again, I come from a mom where it's like, no matter what, like a stepdad, no matter what, just do it type shit. So she's like, yo, you can't just, they still kids, so you can't just leave them to their own devices and a mama just shit. Yo, like, it's going to figure itself out in the end, whatever. And literally to this day, they don't talk. They really grew up to a point where they literally act like this. They never met this nigga. They don't talk to this nigga.
Yeah,
they
that sense of
poisoned their mind. Yeah. And they had kids and got married and tell them and moved away. One of them came back because, women always gonna try to use some shit. They came back because some shit fumbled and he got on our apartment. And was like, all right, now we're gonna make this work now, this and that, whatever. Got the apartment, was there for like a month or two, ended up moving out, didn't even tell them. Like, they just had a crazy.
They respect them.
Yeah. And that's why I really fucked him up, whatever. And I feel for him, empathy. But it's like his dad was an abuser, bullshit ass nigga, whatever type shit. Beat his mom, all that type shit. They somehow was like, you know what? Granddad not that bad. They talk to the granddad and don't talk to him just to spite him.
But so you gotta understand, like, most kids see their dad through the perspective of their parents, through their mom. It's like most kids see their dad through their mom's perspective. So if mom say dad was good, then dad, like, remember how I talked about a woman protecting a man, you know, and a man protecting a woman a few episodes ago? A baby mom can protect a baby dad by simply allowing the kid to still look at their dad like a hero. A baby mom could destroy a baby dad by killing that image. And a bitter baby mom will kill the image of the baby dad by not allowing him to look like the hero. So they'll say shit like, your dad ain't shit. Your dad really don't care about you. Your dad don't really love you. Look, your dad would be around her son more than he's around you. And as a kid, they don't know how to interpret these interactions any other way other than personal. Right. Damn, am I not good enough? Why my dad don't love me? Why my dad don't want me? Because I remember the shit my mom would say about my dad until I had to get to know him for myself, which is why I tell adult grown-ass men and women to go get to know your dad for him. It's like, if you don't like your dad, make it be not because of your perception of who he should have been in your life and what he should have did and what he couldn't do. Look at him for who he is today. Is this even a good human being? If your dad is a good human being, then start with that, because a good human being is not a perfect human being, just a good human being. And then build a relationship based on, even if you're 25, you can't get the first 25, but you could see what you could do with the next 25. As far as in
still valuable.
Yeah, still valuable. As far as in like the whole, you know, they'll come around, they'll get it. I used to say, like, at some point my daughter will understand. But I also understood that I had to combat the negativity. Like, literally, like, I had to really be like, yo, if I'm telling you I love you, why are you allowing somebody else to tell you I don't love you? You're taking what somebody else is saying instead of what I'm saying, and it's coming straight out of my mouth to you, to your ears, you know what I mean? And regardless, it was still coming from a trusted source. So then it had to come to a point where I had to just strip down the dynamic of, okay, she don't know me. You know me more than her because you actually be around me. I've never been around this person. We, whatever. And it's not like we was like, had a 10-year, 15-year situation where we had a pattern of this and that. We don't even really know each other. And I don't say that as a slight. I say that as reality. And this is what I explain to my kid. Like, it's not a slight, because at the end of the day, we were both children. So I can't say forgive, and not forgive. You know, it's just one of the situations where I need you to see me for who I am, because at the end of the day, you don't have an experience of not having your dad around. I've always been there. And the one times where I couldn't be there, you was too young to remember. But since you could remember, you never missed a birthday, a Christmas, a this, a that, a recital, a fucking graduation. Whereas though I probably only seen my dad 20 times total in my life. And 15 of those times was in the last couple years, because he was locked up for the vast majority of my life. And I only ever knew shit about him because of what my mom said. So she had me scared of the nigga. Your dad crazy. He do no, lady. That's how you feel. And what makes it so fucked up is still to the day, I won't even speak on their connection. But regardless, I feel like still to this motherfucking day, you know what I mean, they have unresolved shit between them as a couple. So it's like I was collateral damage to their failed relationship. And now that my dad is close to, he married now, so that's why I got to be careful. I don't want to like throw anything off, but the fact of the matter is, they had unresolved things, and it's like I just caught the collateral damage of that. I would just, so your dad ain't this, your dad ain't that. No, he just wasn't this and that to you. He just, all right, but come to find out, my dad is a great man with a great character. He loyal, he love hard. He just cheated. And because he cheated, yes, does that make him to everything she say he is to her? But that ain't got nothing to do with the type of dad he is. That just got something to do with the type of boyfriend he was. And I feel like, you know, a lot of moms, you know, strive and thrive on making sure the kids see what they saw. So, again, to your step-pop's experience, that sucked. He wasn't supposed to give up on that. He was supposed, you got to combat that negativity. Nigga, if your house is on fire, you don't say, well, let it burn down. You go look for a fucking fire extinguisher and you look for a fire hose or something, some water,
regardless
anything,
how big it is,
no matter, you're trying to preserve the fucking house. You're trying to save the house. That's how you got to look at building a relationship with your kids when you're a baby dad and you have a baby mom who might be a detriment to your relationship by way of planting seeds to alter their perspective of you. You cannot allow her to burn their mind down into ingraining it to them who you are from her perspective. You have to put the fire out. It's going to be small fires every day. They're going to have insecurity. They're going to have self-doubt and self-confidence issues when it comes to you. They're going to be a little apprehensive and reserved when they're around you. They're going to treat you like a stranger. Depending on how close you are in their life. Like if you just wasn't around like that, you trying to come around, nigga, you are a fucking stranger. Yes, you know you would never harm your kid, but they have their kids and they thrive more off feeling safe and secure because they can't do it for themselves. So you gotta be okay with that awkwardness in the beginning. And I talk a lot about this in the Art of Accountability. You gotta be okay with that because you gotta do anything in your power to mend that relationship and put those fires out. It's not going to be an overnight process, nigga. When you come back with a teddy bear and a fucking, you know, a game or something, it's not going to be like, oh, daddy, you're back. You're perfect. Thank you. No, like, It's not going to be that. You have to actually build a relationship one day at a time with your kids because this is a fucked up relationship. You're not coming on even grounds. You got to climb from under the 8 ball and then get in front of it, and then you get to play a fair game from there. But the last thing I'm going to say, if they start at if you 7 years old and they start at 7 years old, understand that you have their whole entire life to build that relationship and mend it. Don't give up after 3 months. Sometimes they might not answer your calls, but at some point they'll get older and realize that you were always a good person, and they'll always have their memories to combat her perspective. Like when my daughter reflect on me, she could be like, my dad was at every graduation. My dad was always there. He always gave me money. He always did that. She gonna have her own reasons why my dad always did it. He drew it. He did. That's her own perspective versus her feeling like she don't even know because I never was there. So if you want to build a relationship and that supersedes their past with you, you got to create in the moment so it could change their future. So when they look back to the past, it's like, you know what? My dad was there. And that's how we could, become better fathers, especially us that's been on child support and dealing with the courts.
And literally, like, it ain't going to be easy. It ain't going to be overnight. It ain't going to be, not frustrating. But if it's for your child, it's worth it all.
It's worth it. Because what are you doing it for?
Yeah. And you know what? I made a decision just now in real time. You know how you said the dweeb shit, where it's like nigga they talk about they're trying to get advice about women but never had a bunch of women type shit, whatever. Yeah. I'll realize except now that because I've been fortunate enough to not ever been through baby mom shit, bad, bitter, child support court shit, that instead of trying to be like, well, is it true? Who happens more, a deadbeat mom? I mean, a bitter baby mom or deadbeat dad? It's like, know what? I don't know. Like, I
respect that.
Yeah, it's like I can't even. If it's this many men saying no, like, yeah, it's some niggas that, like you said, your whole thing, like, I don't know that many deadbeat dads on child support. It's niggas that's really getting abused by the system.
Yeah, I don't know that many. Yeah, I personally don't know any.
Right.
All the niggas I know that's on child support is good dudes.
Right.
Remember I said personally.
Not perfect.
That's all nigga I heard about.
Right.
Come on, nigga, I know all the niggas I know personally that's on child support. It is like the system makes women think they have power.
Right.
And that's why for the man out there, to learn how to play with the system. Don't play against it. It's like when Jordan started playing in the triangle offense, Kobe started playing in the triangle offense, they started to win championships. Don't try to beat it. Play within it. Understand the rules and regulations to the systems that make them frustrated because they'll get tired of fighting with the system as well because it ain't an easy problem. They got to show up to the one sometimes. Sometimes they don't even. What's so crazy is now they don't even make the women show up. Ain't that crazy? She can put you on child support and not even come down there. She don't even have to show up. So it's like it's not even inconveniencing them no more. But just fight back. Like I said, don't expect to win, but just don't bow out, don't quit, don't accept it as your reality. But I respect you for that because that's how I felt when it came to that 24/7 parentship. And I said, you know what, this your lane.
Yeah.
Let me not. I can't even complain about my little 50% of the time, my little week on, week off because I get a break. You don't. I gotta shut the fuck up. I respect it because there's dads out here that's in this situation all day, every day, and that made me realize, like, you know what, before me and my chick have a child, or whatever the case may be, I want to make sure that we have us first. Because once you add a child, nigga, it ain't nobody to drop the baby off to if you don't got a strong support system.
Absolutely.
You know how
we try to schedule these episodes. I'm like,
I got to pick up Queen. I got to, you know what I mean? How my goddaughter doing?
She good, crazy as ever. She with her grandmom today.
Talking about, you got her on the phone talking about, OV ho.
Absolutely.
I read this on her in that moment. Tell her about herself.
Well, on a lighter note about kids, I saw a conversation, this is a recurring conversation, but the idea of Big Sean's getting interviewed, and they was talking about some Janae Aiko shit, baby mom, and his response to why him and the girl aren't married was a familiar sentiment from men. Whereas, like, end of the day, and the response from women, the backlash is like, why do niggas be with women for years and have a kid but don't want to get married? And it's like, how look at it, it's actually very simple. It's like, most people want kids. Yeah. Most men don't want marriage.
Yeah.
So, again, I'm engaged. I don't give a fuck about marriage. I give a fuck with my girl. And I care about making her happy, exactly. So it's not like she got to twist my arm. But it's like, if she never want to get married, we probably won't get married.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to add to context so people understand. A lot of times people, they're like, well, why do men say they doing it for the woman? And it's not. They want us to be as happy as they are. Right. But it's like, I'm not about to be as happy as for your birthday as you are. But I'll show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll get dressed. Like, I'll come out and spend money. But why would I be as excited as you? It's your fucking birthday. I'm happy for you. And I'm doing this for you. And that's fine. I still enjoy it. But it's not like I woke up today like it's my birthday. Because it's not. It's fucking yours. But go ahead.
Because also, we duty bound. Yes. So it was like, oh, you my partner, you my girl. I'm here to support you. I'm here to be a team player. So cool. Now, if I was against, some people are against it. If I'm against it, I don't believe in doing shit I'm against, but no, I'm indifferent to it.
That's true.
So
That's good.
no
That's
problem at all, whatever. But as far as kids, we both want kids.
Yeah.
So it's a mutual excitement towards that. Like, so I can understand where men be like, I'm trying to figure it out, or I don't know what I'm gonna do. Or again, we also understand that marriage typically comes with more things. Everything comes with a kid. People understand that I'm willing to take with that. So I already see it. It's gonna be a lot, but I want that. It's cool. The marriage is like, it's like, wait. I don't know. So like to me, it's like a very simple thing. I understand why women can't understand. And again, y'all can be like, well, I only want a man that wants to get married. You have that right. Cool, yeah. But to act like, why do men want to be with a girl for years and have a kid? But it's like, I don't see why they don't get that.
But to your point though, right? Even being duty bound, understanding that a kid is actually a more secure commitment than a marriage. Because you can't divorce from being this person's dad.
Absolutely.
Or being their mom. But marriage, you can get divorced. So it's crazy how we're seeing more baby showers than bridal showers. But it also makes sense because even women are starting to understand that they can get the same amount of child support as they could get spouse support. Right. So it's like for them, it's
when
like
they double up though.
Yeah, they could if you dumb enough to double dip. Nigga, once it depends what you do first. If you let them double dip, then you're done. But ultimately, it just comes down to understanding. Like most people realize that the child commitment is actually a greater commitment because if you don't have kids with somebody but you marry them, y'all could divorce and y'all could divide the assets and go about your life. But when you have a kid, y'all always tethered. It's just y'all. It's no matter what, y'all have to find a way to figure it out if you're going to be a present parent. And you know, for most men, I know that niggas will run away. You know, and I don't support this. I don't respect it. I'm not gonna say I don't respect you as a man because I don't know your journey as to why you walked away. But I don't respect the decision because no child should have to suffer because of you not wanting to stand on the business of the bed you laid in. And the fact of the matter is, that's just the reality. I don't say that as a nigga that's speaking. No, nigga, I go through some real shit. And I had to develop internally, personally, as a man to become the father I am. Had to deal with a lot of shit starting at the age of 16 years old with no direction on. Like, I've never not been a dad as an adult. Like, let me let that sink into y'all. A lot of y'all niggas got to mature first and then become fathers. I did not have that opportunity. I was a fucking kid who still was running around chasing pussy, trying to find myself and getting labeled things that didn't make no sense because of shit that was out of my control. So I say that to say, I don't know what your predicament is as to why you can't handle it because it was times that it mentally battered me. Like I had to literally become mentally strong after hearing time after time. You get called a deadbeat by the baby mom. You go in the courts and they treat you like a deadbeat. No matter what proof you have to counter whatever she's saying about you, they're going to look at you how they want to look at you because they feel like 90% of the men that's down there is deadbeats. And they feel like if we got to take care of your kids, then something is wrong. And not even digging that sometimes that shit could be weaponized. Most times that shit could be weaponized. And because that's the case, that could be daunting for a man. But regardless of that being the case, nigga, you will go do 10 years in jail. You will go fucking get into a fucking war with a rival neighborhood. You will get into fucking fights and you will go through shit with your girlfriend. Nigga, this is a part of that because for your kid, the reward is them having you in their life. So even if they not appreciative, because Q will learn that too as his daughter get older, she's going to eventually not be the 3-year-old that she is today, and she's going to be unappreciative no matter what you do.
She unappreciative now.
What? Damn, Queen.
Already. Yeah.
Damn, my boy going through it today. Even with all of that, man, it's a duty, and you just gotta understand that the kids' lives will be better. Now, I'm not saying, be perfect. I'm never going to take, because like that's the people get the assumption that me saying do was challenging. No, it's not impossible. I'm tired of y'all niggas making fucking excuses. Like, I'm talking about some shit that's impossible. It's just challenging. Nigga, accept the challenge. Like, I accepted the challenge. I'm not just telling you to do something that I didn't do. I'm telling you to do something that I do on a day-to-day. Every day is a motherfucking struggle. Every day is a challenge. Every day is some bullshit. Whether when you co-parenting, nigga, that shit not easy because you might want your kid to go to school over there. They might want them to go there. You might be anti-vaccine. They might want the vaccine. You might want your kid to grow with these fucking morals, principles, and values, and the mom might have a completely different set of beliefs. But that's the challenge that come with this shit. And again, I'm not telling y'all to do something that's impossible. I'm telling you to do something that's challenging, but accept that shit. If you can stand on business, then stand on being a fucking parent. I'm not going to keep motherfucking explaining to motherfucker, yeah, that shit ain't easy. What about what she, yeah, nigga, it's supposed to be like that. She's supposed to have her own thoughts. She's supposed to be have resistance. She's supposed to be a problem in your life. You dealt with a problematic person. So it's supposed to be problematic. You can't give up because they not doing what I say, so fuck it. No, you got to fight through it, and that's what's going to determine the person you are as a man. The ability to overcome the bullshit that come with this shit, because once you lay down with a woman, that you're not gonna spend the rest of your life with, you're still gonna spend the rest of your life with her once you have a kid. So keep that in mind, nigga, and don't complain.
Facts, yeah. Yeah, fact. And it's funny, bring it back to the full circle about the whole marriage shit. And like I say, having a child, I always looked at my girl because we've been through a lot. Yeah, we've been through a lot and we had a kid. I actually looked at certain things where it's like, we are in debt to each other forever in a sense, whatever. So it's like, I'm under the belief now where it's like, if we don't get, let's say we do get married regardless, it's a good chance, like 99 percentile, that I will never get married ever again, though, or with anybody else. Because, like, if I meet someone at 35 or 40 beyond, I'm already who I am. I done been through. So
you say you're going to become a trick and you're going to stop.
Hey,
like, just call a spade a spade. Like, I'm tired of you trying to act like we know what you're going to become, a fucking sugar daddy. This is just the pre-sugar daddy speech.
I'm not that type at all. Like, but speaking of that, but real before I get to the smart about the sugar daddy shit, yeah, I just look at it like no one ever could get a marriage out of me though. Only she would get a marriage out of me, because it's like I haven't been through what it's impossible to go through with anybody else what we've been through. Cause we're
not doing it again. Y'all grew together.
Yeah, we literally grew together. Like, so going from 30 to 40 is going for them from 20 to 30.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, nah, miss. You meet me at 37, suck a dick. It's not happening.
So look, to your point though, I say the same thing even about like a current relationship. Like, I'm not engaged or nothing yet, but I say to my girl, like, she think like, oh, if this don't work, you're probably no. I'm not. I see the amount of responsibility that came because I carry myself in a manner of like. Only thing that would be different for me, because I'm a marriage-minded man, so I just believe a household should be structured that way. People try to play in the gray of, no, it's only this if you're married. It's only this if you're married. It's like, for me, it's like, no, it's only that if you that type of person. Fuck all that. A title is not going to change who you are, motherfucker. If you was a motherfucking deadbeat individual, whether that be a deadbeat dad or a deadbeat mom, becoming a motherfucking wife ain't going to change. If you was a motherfucking bullshit human, putting a title on that bullshit human, you're just gonna be a bullshit husband or a bullshit wife. So when people say shit like, oh, it's only this if you're married, or I only do that for my husband, or if she ain't my wife, then it ain't, it's like, no, that shit character. Like, it's who you are. Like, I'm not a bad person. I have good intentions, right? So because of that, I lead with good intentions. It's not gonna be like, oh, when I become a husband, no, that don't change. Just like a motherfucker say, when I get the money, then I'm gonna learn money management. No, you gonna have to have money management before you get the money. And that's what people don't understand.
Especially you want to stay married or keep the money.
You follow what I'm saying? So me being a marriage-minded man, I feel like I already see the amount of responsibility that come with the way I run my household now. I'm not rushing back into that. If this shit don't work, I'm outside.
It's
like,
done.
You acting
it's
like
over.
you not. I'm not about to sit here and act like I'm not. I'm out. The reason being is because I'm like, you know what? It's actually cheaper. Not that I wait, let me be careful and be clear. I love my family. I love my family dynamic, and it's worth everything that comes with it. 1,000,000%. But I would not, like, to your point, sign up to do that all over again. If I was to get in another situation, it would have to be about freedom. Like, and just like, you know, not saying that we ain't got those elements, but I'm just saying it's like, you don't want to get with a chick at 37 and y'all going through the same shit you was going through at 22. It's like, nah, motherfucker, we both better be in a predicament. We just want to make each other happy.
Let's clarify,
add to it.
I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna be outside. I'm just not a trick daddy.
All right, so my bad. I'll take the smut tricking.
Yeah,
but I'm basically saying, like,
but super
I think
outside,
all
though.
men that are currently committed, because, you know, we see a lot, like, we're not going to act like social media don't show us the endless possibility. I just seen a fucking clip that said there was a study showing that 70% of all married women have a backup boyfriend in the event that it don't work with their man, which is common sense because women crave security and stability. They are not going to leave one boat without another boat right there. They're not going to just jump into the ocean. A man will jump into the ocean.
We're going to
train
tread water.
Fuck it out.
Yeah,
I'm going to jump in the ocean. I'll find a boat to wait. I'm going to get strong. A woman is not
wait to
jumping
jump
off
off.
that boat. So when I seen the study, it wasn't like unrealistic. It was like, I expect that. But understanding that is like, I'm already not monogamous by nature. Don't care what nobody say. I'm not monogamous by nature. Like, I tell my girl that she understand. I choose monogamy. I choose to commit to her. But, motherfucker, if I can have every cookie, I'm getting every cookie. Like, what the fuck? Like, the person, my character, and my covenant and my conviction with God is what keeps me in alignment of, all right, you know what? I'm not about to just be out here doing. But at the end of the day, see, a lot of men, this is when we talk about dweebs, is like a lot of men don't understand the difference between you not having the opportunity to have a lot of women and you have an opportunity. So it's like, it's one thing, you don't have the opportunity to have a lot of women, so you're married, you're committed, you're faithful. It's easy for you.
Absolutely.
But nigga, when you got women that's on your top, you follow what I'm saying? It's like, nah, like when they see you smart, they see you successful, they see you ambitious, they see you attractive, they're gonna, because women is not always just attracted to the physical. They're attracted to your energy, your aura, the way you carry yourself. It's easy. You follow what I'm saying? So when you have options, that's when the discipline come into place. No, you don't got no fucking options. You talking about how it's easy for you. So I said, yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit more pride in not doing it because I know I could. I know how I know the opportunities that have presented themselves. You know what I mean? And it's like, and that's why I respect myself differently than the men that's out here just like, oh yeah, you shouldn't think that. Like, shut up. You don't get nothing. Shut up. Nobody wants
nobody wants you.
Like, just chill. Like, because it's not. You gotta know your conversation.
Yeah.
Certain shit is not my conversation. I really tread. It's certain topics we don't even talk about in this podcast.
We know that.
Because I don't even, it's not my conversation.
Absolutely.
It's not my conversation. You got to know your conversation.
Don't bring that shit here.
It's not your convo. So when you think about, the opportunities that present themselves for you as a man, if you know that you had your chick since 18 and it worked out, be happy. Like how you said, you know what, I'm fortunate that I never had to deal with that. But the men that jumped off that boat and that's treading the waters, the perspective is going to be different. Yeah, they don't want to just jump on another boat. Because they realize that this shit will burn the boat herself and put you right back in the water. So a nigga a little apprehensive, you know what, I'm going to just keep my life jacket on and I'm going to go from boat to boat.
I figure it out.
You know what I mean? But all in all, I think that we should strive to have unions that are unbreakable, but it takes more than just the efforts of a man, and it takes more than just the efforts of a woman. It takes all of our efforts. So for marriage, for me, I would get married. I do want to be married. But as far as in, somebody like, they had 4 different marriages. It's like, I be thinking like, all right, I know everything ain't gonna last forever, but it's like, would I do this shit 4 times? Yeah, probably not. Fuck
4 is fucking insane.
But if you see it, by the time you 70, you might have 4.
No, it's impossible. Like if you would say, like, some people do 2, I give you 2. 3 is when we started saying it's insane. Like, to me, to get married in one lifetime, 3, 4, 5 times.
That's assuming every divorce was because of a failed marriage.
I just feel like, end of the day, marriage means till life do its part. Yeah. If this shit didn't work the first time, there's no way in hell you convince me to do it again. Let's say I do it again. I got married from 25 to 37. I meet the girl at 47. You know what? If I'm a literally totally different person, let's get married. And that shit break up before I get to 62? No, it's over. Like, or before I even get to 60 or 55? Like, no. Like, till death. I said till death do its part twice, and that shit failed.
Yeah.
No, outside in the nursing home. Outside.
It's outside nursing home.
They be the people with the highest STDs. They be fucking in nursing homes. Like,
yeah.
True story.
The nurses? I mean,
the old people in the nursing home, patients.
They be fucking each other?
Yeah. Yeah, they be. But imagine, I ain't gonna be 65 wearing a condom, so I kind of get it. Like,
at this point,
it's over. Like, if fucking chlamydia take me out, who gives a fuck? Yeah. Like, it's whatever. Like,
you trying to go out like Will? But
go.
But no, man. We where we need to be. It's a lot that I want to say, but I'll reserve the right to add it to.
Wait till next time.
Yeah, because we'll see. So with that being said, you know what I mean. This is a hell of a conversation. It flew. How you feel?
I feel great about
Good to be back.
Absolutely. Always.
I feel like training camp. Like how NFL players must feel when training camp starts. We put the pads on it. No Diddy. You know what I mean? Damn.
That was kind of crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. But no, we good. But all in all, we had to do what we had to do. But man, another episode. It was a great episode. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know, man. We hope y'all learned something today. We took a different approach. Myself, definitely, we wanted to be a little bit more passionate today about the conversation. I wanted to talk about
getting your shit off. Yeah.
But I had to. I said, I told you I'm coming into this. My perspective is refreshed. I feel like a lot of people think that when I talk from a nigga that just read books or something. No, nigga, I did this shit, experienced it, then I wrote books. Motherfucker, we different. But with that being the case, I want y'all to take at least one thing from this and apply it to your life. Don't be a sayer, be a doer. Don't be a watcher, be an achiever. You understand what I'm saying? Don't be a doubter, be a believer. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being the case, we just want y'all to grow as we grow, you know what I mean? And y'all already know what the tagline is, as y'all let people know we grow. So share this out to somebody. Don't gatekeep this. If this is your favorite podcast, put your girlfriend on, put your boyfriend on, put your homie on, put your homegirl on, put your family member on. We cater to all demographics, all psychographics, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody can learn from us. And don't forget that this is a billboard behind me. So if you're looking to advertise with us, don't hesitate to hit us up. 215-888-2467 for all advertising opportunities. 215-888-2467. You already know where you can find me at Wolf WSC. Where can they find my guy Q?
Right on Q Live, as in the right side on QUE Live. Ricky is right on Q Live.
And y'all can follow Ricky at Ricky B Philly. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all give my guy Ricky for any and all production needs, except on the days we need him. If I find out there's a conflict, it's going to be a problem.
Absolutely.
With that being
Unless
the
you
case,
advertise
man,
first.
Unless you advertise with us. Got to pay to play. With that being the case, we hope y'all enjoyed this episode of the Wolf Has Spoken podcast, America's fastest growing podcast on the greatest network, Wolf Network. Subscribe to the network on YouTube. Guess what the name is? Wolf Network. Follow us on Instagram at wolfnetwork.wsc, and make sure y'all download the podcast on the podcast, Apple, Spotify, all that stuff. The Wolf Has Spoken podcast. We out, man. The Wolf Has Spoken.
Yes, sir.